In this episode, we are going to take a look at a brand new G.I. Joe classified figure of everyone's favorite scallywag, Shipwreck. So, stick around. Hello, fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and like I said, in this episode, we're going to take a look at everybody's favorite scallywag, Shipwreck. This new G.I. Joe classified figure just came in the mail this week from a pre-order that I did actually not that long ago. The ship date for this was supposed to be like in the fall, but he came home a little early. And I'm super excited to take a look at this because Shipwreck, like a lot of you out there, is one of my favorite characters. From the toy, to the cartoon, to his appearances in the comic book, Shipwreck always entertained and was always a badass. So, without further ado, let's hop on over and take a look at Shipwreck.
Yo, Joe!
Okay, folks, here we go. Here is the new G.I. Joe classified Shipwreck. And as we can see with the new packaging, they are kind of pulling back from that bombastic art style that we've seen on a lot of the other windowless packaging. This opts more for a figure picture with a little character portrait to the side and showing what accessories he comes with right on the front. Now, we'll flip this around here. And of course, it shows more on the back. We get a great picture of that character portrait that's on the side. And look, Polly makes an appearance as well. So, and of course, now you scan this QR code to get his deets online. So, let's crack him open and see what accessories he does come with. Okay, folks, here we have Shipwreck with all of his accessories. And as you can see, it comes with the footlocker, which I was saving all those, but yeah, not anymore. They take up too much room. We have another look at his character portrait that was on the inside of the packaging, which I feel like is a new thing. Hope you don't mind the pointer finger. We have a bit of rope that he can wear around himself, which we will see shortly. We have a handgun, Polly, his like old school flintlock looking gun. Here it looks to be, it's still a flintlock, which is cool. We'll take a look at that a little bit more closely. We have his like grappling hook thing, and this is not a Sharpay, this is hair that he could have a hatless look to him. So, and by the way, I'm doing it like this because I've had a couple comments recently of people not liking how I was doing the figure reviews with just posing them and stuff. So we're going to go an old school style and see which one I like a little bit better. So let's get a closer look at his accessories before we start putting them on him and in his hands. So, there we go. Okay, here we have him with all of his gear on, for the most part. And let's get a closer look at him and his details. First off, Polly has a little post here that can go into a hole on the rope and on his wrist, which is pretty cool. But I would have loved to have a posable Polly like they did with Spirit and Freedom. That would have been cool. We have his tattoos. We have the symbols on his uniform, which is really cool. Great detailing in the hat. Look at that, a hairy chest, great addition. We have a belt buckle here with some gold paint that's being covered up by his holster here, which that is his flintlock style gun. That a little bit more detail. It's got the flintlock hammer there. Very cool. But it feels like it can go either way in this holster, but I opted for this to have the loop sticking out of the back. He also has this, which I guess you can either put the hook here on his belt or here on the back of the rope, like it's hanging from the rope. We have his uniform with the bell bottoms. So looking very fresh and clean. I dig it. He looks good. So let's do a couple poses and see how he looks in action. Okay, here I have him posing with his grappling hook, anchor, whatever it is. And I'm going by a suggestion that I either saw on Twitter or Threads, I can't recall which, of using the twine that he comes packaged in as rope. I think it looks pretty good. I can see that I might need to pretty it up a little bit, but it's a really neat, cheap, and easy accessory that you can add to him. And it looks like he's getting ready to either attack somebody with it or bring a ship into shore. Here we see Shipwreck, probably after a firefight with Cobra. It knocked his hat off, and he's listening to some of Polly's smart-ass remarks as he's readying another attack or getting ready to call it a day. Here he is, side by side with the original figure. You can see the 2000s have been really good to Shipwreck. This new version is, crisp and clean. It looks great. And we have awesome chest hair to go along with it. But here he is, posed with the same flintlock style handgun. And yeah, unfortunately I'm missing the other accessories that came with the original Shipwreck, but you get the point. And yeah, look at that glow up. That just looks great. But you can't fault the original figure because he is and was a trendsetter at the time, because G.I. Joe was just starting to branch out into characters with their own personalities, with their own sense of style. And yeah, he's a landmark character, and the cartoon only added to his popularity. My final verdict is this. With as much of a glow up that they gave to Shipwreck, Polly should have gotten the same treatment. Putting it aside that in the cartoon he was a fully sentient talking creature, parrots are very animated creatures, so they should have had more posability with Polly, with opening wings and everything else. I like the fact that they included a post on Polly that could be added to the rope or his wrist, but as you can see, it kind of adds a funky hole in his wrist there that you can kind of see plain as day. Other than that, top-notch figure, and classified line again has knocked it out of the park. So with that being said, I'm just going to end it here and say I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this or any of the other episodes that YouTube is recommending to you, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.